Good morning, and I'm sorry not to be with you in person. It's not easy to be in two places at the same time, and I'm over at the assembly that's taking place at the girls' school right now. But fun fact, actually, after the resurrection of Jesus, he seemed to have the power to be able to be in two places at the same time, appearing to people here and there and everywhere. I don't know if that's a superpower that you would want to have. Maybe our year 11s and 13s would value it now as you try to cram in as much information and learning as you can before your exams later this year. But I did want to pop in to reflect on the theme of today's service, beauty from brokenness. And there's a great reversal in that phrase. Something that's transformed and changed. And actually, that's a theme that comes in the Bible, in the Gospel of Luke. And I was struck this week and inspired by this painting by Audrey Cass, a student at the Green School for Girls, of Mary and her Annunciation, the visit from the angel Gabriel, which perhaps you can see hints of in the painting. And the great reversal is a theme in the story of Mary and the Magnificat, the prayer that she prays when chosen to be the mother of Jesus. Anyway, my reflection got me to writing this poem, which I'll share with you now. And in the poem, I reflect on the word beauty, and it might seem like a bit of a girly word, like beautiful princesses in fairy tales, but I try to find beauty from the brokenness of the Easter story, particularly the cross of Jesus and his resurrection. This is beauty from brokenness. In the fairy tales, we were told as little kids, tucked up in our beds, as our eyelids began to close and we began to doze and dream and sleep. Those stories had a beauty that looked like a princess, a damsel in distress, locked in a tower, letting down the tresses of her hair, or sleeping for 100 years. Beauty was a long way off, unreachable, unless a charming prince arrived to rescue her, slay the dragon or the giant or whatever evil force had kept the beauty under lock and key. Of course, we leave the fairy tale behind when we grow up. We let it go, and let it go makes us want to throw up. And instead we look for beauty in our everyday lives. We dream of careers, achievements, to be wives to good men, to have friends that make us laugh, to see the world, to let our light shine, to be resplendent, reaching goals and blazing trails, to reach beyond our grasp, a better beauty than the fairy tales. But like in those childish stories, there's a mess, a problem that needs solving, brokenness that shows up in reality, let's face it. And let's face it, shows up in our deepest, darkest fears, that maybe we can't do it on our own, that there are times we fail and groan and tears fall down our faces, mar the beauty and make us doubt that everything in our story will work out, that there won't be a happy ever after. Despair will win the day. And as for laughter, well, that's for fairy tales. And, well, this is turning out to be a nightmare. And so it was on a Friday in Jerusalem, as Mary followed her firstborn on the Via Dolorosa, the road marked with suffering, carrying a heavy Roman cross to be crucified outside the city walls. It all seemed so far from the scene last Sunday past, when crowds had hailed him king, sung Hosanna to the Son of David, welcomed him as prophet, pilgrim, priest, Messiah, king. Where was their garment of praise today? Where was the crown of beauty to be seen? Instead, he wore a crown of thorns, blood pouring down his temples, and the temple guards poured scorn on his wounded, lashed, and broken form. The one sent to bind up the brokenhearted and set the captives free is bound and disregarded. And on Calvary, he is pinned to a sinner's tree. A scene of total brokenness, zero beauty. And as he gasps for air and breathes his last, the sky turns black. Soldiers cast lots for his clothing, dignity stripped, body whipped, Jesus dead. Mary stands at Jesus' feet, the feet that had kicked her from within as she had grown him, mothered him, bore him, adored him, bathed him, taught him, followed him, believed in him. She had been beautiful once. An angel had hailed her, beautiful with God's beauty, as he announced her mother of the Most High God, but now she stood before him broken. How could such brokenness come from such beauty? And how could any beauty come from this? This scene of desolation, this place of skulls and bones and crosses. Mary felt the losses seep into her veins, felt again the fear she felt the first time with the angel, as the almighty weight of her annunciation caused her hesitation, caused her heart palpitation. How can this happen? I am just a girl. My child, with God, nothing is impossible. Remembering this, Mary summoned up a let it be. Faith flickered like a candle flame, a light in the darkness. Even in the harshness of Good Friday's grief and grave, she found a way to hope that there would be a better day. And there would be a better day. Not Saturday, no way. The Sabbath spent in sadness and dismay. But early on the next day, Sunday, something changed. As word reached Mary that the stone was rolled away, the tomb found empty, the word, perhaps from angels, that he lived. But he had died. She had witnessed it with wide-eyed certainty, had watched his spirit leave his broken body. What twisted trick was this? Into which category could it be placed? Mary faced her frantic questions, found her faith again, and then a scripture nestled in her mind, as Jesus had once nestled in her arms. The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor, to bestow beauty from brokenness, joy from mourning, praise from despair. There, as the mourning mother was met by a morning message of miraculous measure, Mary believed again, was beautiful again, was raised to life, resurrected from the ashes of her grief, and with newborn belief, Mary burst into laughter and had her happy ever after. Happy Easter.